Alright guys, I'm gonna show you how I made this bait for the Kenny Baits battle on the 19th of February. A beautiful day to make some music. First thing, let's look at the claps. For the best sounding claps, you just gotta record them live. Dragging in a clap sample, the same one over and over, is gonna sound very robotic and it's not going to feel very natural. So if you just record yourself for I don't know how many bars, you can see I layered it 3 times. You can pan it straight, left, right. There you go. Beautiful. Here I played my guitar. This seems to be a little drone. I put a bunch of reverb from RC20, a bit of this saturation distortion. This is my bass line. Actually do not have a bass. However, as you can see, this is a double recording. This is the original. So it kind of sounds like a guitar. So I just doubled that, make it unique here, and then you just pitch it down 12 semitones, and when you combine it, you get that rich bass. Sounds very good. And the processing on this, I just grab an EQ. Looks fucking weird as fuck, but you know, it's not about how it looks, it's about how it sounds. I usually boost here in the bass area and to get it to cut through the mix, we need that high frequency. And then I bought this plug-in sidechain thing. I like it on nice and tight, and then you get that nice sidechain. So like without it, kind of whack. Yeah. I sang my own vocals here, inspired by the sample.
Basketball sucks. Basketball sucks.
Basketball sucks. So I just recorded my own vocals
Basketball sucks. Basketball sucks.
to accompany the sample. What I did here, I just recorded it straight, and then the only editing I do is with this new FL Studio feature, Stretch Pro, which allows you to format the vocal. So I shifted it down 300 cents to make it sound a little less like my voice. Personally, I don't like hearing my voice on playback, so this gives me something else original. Some sussy vocals, so we can just leave that 300. The beginning part sounds like this.
Basketball sucks. 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 Basketball sucks.
And then for this part, we got this sample I chopped. The way I found the sample was through a website called samplet.io, which lets you search for, basically it helps you find very obscure samples on the internet. Here I just added a bit more crunchiness with a snap with the claps. Yeah. And then for a bit of spice, I recorded my cabasa here for this part here. that little thing, and then I sang again just for a bit of texture. And then I just doubled this so I can pan it, make it a bit wider, almost like a pad. And here again, just some nice reverb, you know, whole lot of reverb, and then with the sample, it sounds beautiful. And then I just added a little voiceover to make it a little interesting.
I think we can all agree that basketball sucks. For example, we have football, which is a better sport, better sportsmanship, better recognition, and we all know why.
For the bouncy part, obviously we got the 4-on-the-floor kicks, you know. Yeah. The kick sample I'm using is sampled from this Kitchenada single, Chances. I just love the way the kick sound, so I just, you know, stole that. I use a DS10 drum shaper from Excellent Audio, and the way I get my kick to sound a bit more beefy is just lowering this attack. So like it sounds a lot punchier when the attack is at the center. I personally prefer I just like shift it this way, like there's more thump to it, and then with the sustain it just makes it nice and tight. So without it, and then you want to bring this down, make it tight, and then you have the tightness knob, which even makes it tighter. So like without DS10 sounds kind of not tight enough. So you got that. I recorded this little tingsha before the drop on this. I like recording instruments instead of using direct samples because it just sounds a lot more authentic. So here I use these tingsha bells. Recorded my own hi-hat as well. I generally dislike using hi-hat samples because it's so challenging to make it sound real. So the best thing is to just record real hi-hat. It's the simplest solution. If you want it to sound great, record your own claps, you know. With the kick, it's fine to use a sample. Cleared it with just random.
You spent day today in it. Yeah, it's pretty long.
Me just talking
Finally,
random words just for texture,
so fucking.
just so it's not so dry.
I wish it was less windy.
I forgot what I was even saying. But then altogether, you get a nice little beat. So I'm just gonna play it from the start.
Basketball sucks. 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 I think we can all agree that basketball sucks.
Basketball sucks.
For example, we have football, which is a better sport, better sportsmanship, better recognition,
Basketball sucks.
and we all know why.
Basketball sucks. Basketball sucks. Basketball sucks. Basketball sucks.
And then on the master, I love putting RC20 for that little vintage spice. I always go for vinyl 1 for the crackle at around between 11 and 13. I just lower all these things here, deactivate post routing because I'm putting it as first thing, and then to get that nice high-end crackle I would go between 8.5 and maybe 9.5. Usually I go for 9.1, and then just a bit of air, 4% between this very high range, and a bit of distortion for that vintage feel. And then I would master it all with OSA 9, a plugin which I bought, just like everyone else should. Guys, don't crack plugins. It's not very nice. And usually I like to keep it very simple. So the tonal balance already of this mix was pretty nice. Usually my beats always lack a bit of high end and top end, so I would add that, and you would always see it would always be displayed in this. For the extra kick, I just increase this punchiness knob to around 48%. Dynamic EQ, just lowering this low mid area, increasing the highs, and then 2 limiters. You want to use 2 limiters so one doesn't take the whole load. This helps you keep your master sounding clean and not clipping too hard. For metering, everyone should download this Ulean loudness meter to check the short-term loudness integrated and make sure your peak's at -1 or however much you want it to be at. It's a great tool. And another tip I have is to use buses. This is going to keep you organized. So I have this drum bus, I have all the things routed to it. My guitar bus, got everything in here. And then for the sample I usually just leave it on one track. And then I have my own recording thingy here. As a template I always have a bit of reverb. So when I plug my guitar in, bam, bam, just have that ready. That's about it, guys. Peace.